This is Dave Cole. I support the Blade Job. You should support the Blade Job. We should all support the Blade Job. Listen to it. Do it. Do it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 1 year. 1 year we have been doing this nonsense.
But this isn't our 1 year spectacular-ganza.
No, it's our 1 year episode, but I think we have something special planned, hopefully very, very soon. If the stars align, if the people show up, if someone doesn't go to All In, there's a lot of cool things that we could be doing. However, it's also, we're recording this Labor Day weekend. People have things they want to do. Someone went on a booze cruise last night.
I did 2 nights ago.
I don't know when it was. But this is a Blade Job, and this is 1 year. This is our 1 year episode. This is the official 1 year anniversary of our first episode, Do You Want a Women's Revolution, which you can check out on YouTube. You can check out on iTunes. You can check out on Google Play, Stitcher, wherever you get your fantastic podcasts, except for Spotify, because they hate us. But I am JRT. I am joined, as always, by Mr. High Voltage, Scott Perkins.
Hello. It's Labor Day.
It is. It's actually Labor Day right now.
Do you know why we get Labor Day?
No.
Labor unions.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole reason we don't work 70-hour weeks, is unions.
That's right. And so...
support your local unions.
If you ever hear anybody saying, oh, unions are lazy, unions, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Because you'd be working 9 days a week.
And you'd be working when you were 12.
Yes.
So support your local unions. That is your friendly whatever shit from us today.
Our rambling nonsense.
So please go follow the show at The Blade Job Show on Twitter. It's usually just me rambling about wrestling nonsense, but also follow the real me, and it's still fake, at Blade Job JRT. That's where I talk about gaming and a little bit of wrestling, but I usually save that for the Blade Job account. What about you?
You can follow me at High Voltage 1987. I took 2 days off from Twitter because I didn't have a chance to watch All In until last night, so I didn't want anything to be spoiled.
Except for that thing that was spoiled.
Yeah, I went on Facebook, and our co-host, who was actually at All In, posted a picture and kind of ruined something for me, but that was literally the only thing that...
I'm going to stop you right now. If you have not watched All In, there will be spoilers for All In. We're not going to say this isn't a Beyond show on Powerbomb. This isn't a Nova Pro show. This isn't a Chaotic show. We're not going to be like, hey, just go check it out. We want to talk about All In because this was a huge momentous occasion for professional wrestling, and we're going to talk about it. So that'll come a little later, but not to say that we won't spoil it early. So
we're spoiling the shit out of it. So fucking watch it.
Here's your chance to stop listening right now and moving on.
But always listen to us.
Yeah, always listen. So obviously follow John at John_Olin. John is not with us. He's not dead. He just went to All In, so he's on his way back from Chicago right now. And next week we'll have more of a review on StarCast and things like that.
Yeah, we'll touch upon it with him. And Tom Collins says he couldn't make it because he was goddamn sleeping.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Whatever. He's dead. He's the Joey Ryan of the show right now. He was killed by fake Diamond Dallas Page. Have you ever noticed that Hangman kind of has the similar hair to DDP in the 90s too? I'm just saying.
The curly blondes.
Yeah. I see. So
wavy, I guess.
Yeah, it's not curly. It's wavy, but it's also they always wet their hair, so it's kind of tough sell. So first, I want to start it's been 1 year since we've been doing this, and some things have gone the way we want them to. Some things haven't. I feel like our social media presence is really good. I feel like our listens and our downloads, they've definitely always been on the up. We very rarely had any red arrows, which is awesome. So I think, I'm proud of what we've done. especially because for a long time, especially if you listen to the first 5-10 episodes, we really didn't.
They weren't good.
They weren't bad. They were just. I mean, we were trying to force topics.
We were. It's three guys.
Just three dudes, just hanging out. You know, three dudes.
Three dudes in the trash can, man.
Yeah, in a
but no,
hot tub.
it's like
Yeah,
I
cool.
have never done anything like this before. I know for a fact Tom Collins hasn't. I don't think you.
My can's about to like
explode.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah, I don't think you've ever really done anything quite like this.
Not quite like this. I've done a lot of things very similar to this. I've done a lot of online media production.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of like my background was in video. So my background, the first show I worked on was it was a video based. I mean, essentially it was a podcast. But at the end of the day, it was really just like production of, I mean, way more high end than this. I mean, actual live edit, actually.
Ours, I feel like our production is pretty fucking good. Content's about a 4.
We heavily rely on post production now. We were streaming live before you could easily stream. Like, this was before Twitch. So when we started doing this, we actually used the original Twitch when it was Justin.tv.
For this?
No, for my other show, which was Film Snobbery. Follow them on Twitter at Film Snobbery. Nick is a good dude. Does a lot of cool film stuff. Still going strong after, God, 10 years? Like, he's been doing this for a long time, and he's really good at it. Don't watch the old stuff. It was awful. It was really terrible. But that's for another day. I
don't know the ins and outs of what happens after we stop recording.
Shit, neither do I.
I show up, smoke a couple butts, talk about wrestling, smoke another butt or two, and then go home.
And take off your pants.
No, not usually.
Oh, definitely over the next 2 days, though. It's going to be like 100 degrees outside.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Can't wait to fucking be working.
Yeah, I'm working tomorrow, too. But I took Thursday and Friday off because I'm going to see Ozzy.
That's pretty cool.
So that's going to be pretty dope. 4-day weekend. What up? So I think, for me personally, though, and I said this on Twitter the other day, the coolest thing that I think happened from this so far is all of the people. Like, the people we've been able to meet. You know, I have a bunch of new friends now, which is really cool. Some of them are here, some of them are local, some of them are overseas in the UK. There's this one annoying dude from Virginia that just won't stop talking to me. He always makes fun of me when I say British things because he's British, and it's just crazy. But you know, like I feel like we've met a lot, and like people. I remember going to Wrestling Has a Tomorrow. I went to the second or third, I forget which one it was, Wrestling Has a Tomorrow show, and I went by myself. Just no one was available, and I said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go. And I'm glad I did, because that was the night that the Impact players reunited. Justin Credible and Lance Storm put the beating on JT Dunn, which was pretty awesome. In a match that also included Jimmy Jacobs, Matt Tremont, and Tommy Dreamer. I mean, it was an awesome, awesome match. But I remember going there, and I was by myself, and I was just kind of like standing there, and I'm on Twitter, and I see that other people are there. So I literally stood in line and just shouted, "Which one of you is Jessica?" As I see this little kind of head poke out of the crowd and be like, "What?" You know, and so it was cool. You know, it's you follow her at WrestleBrook. She does a lot of photography at a lot of New England shows. Jessica's a sweetheart. We love her dearly. She's been very supportive. You know, and it was cool because like that was the first person I'd met off of Twitter, like where I was just like, I don't know anyone here. You don't know anyone here. Like,
yeah,
we kind of know each other from Twitter, so let's hang out. You know, and that was really cool. And obviously, you know, we've had the opportunity to meet, you know, Rachel and John. I mean, John was a Twitter person.
I met John at American Rana this year.
Yeah, no, like I'd never actually spoken to him. I'd seen him at
Yep.
shows, but I'd never really spoken to him.
Yeah, I've seen him at a bunch of shows. I've seen him on Twitter, and then it was just like, oh, hey, you know that John Olin on Twitter?
Yeah.
We're gonna bring him in.
We're gonna give him a tryout and see how he works.
And it ended up being good.
You know, like, I mean, I could go on for days and days. You know, obviously we have the OG fans, Mr. Darren, Mags and Bags on Twitter, at DJ Kirby. He's been a fan since pretty much like the first couple episodes. Obviously Graham, I know we shit on him a little bit, but you know, he's been a fan since the beginning.
You shit on him.
Yeah, it's fun. Melissa
Yep.
has been there since the beginning.
She was probably the first person I ever like knew that they listened.
Yeah.
I think she posted a picture of her laptop.
She
and
was taking
like,
a shower and she put her laptop on the toilet and listened to the Blade Job.
Yeah.
Cheap plug. I don't know why it's a cheap plug. You're actually listening to it if you're hearing this.
Yeah. But no, I remember thinking like how fucking cool that was, and just like, all right, somebody's actually listening other than, you know, me.
Yeah.
And
because you know your wife's not listening. I know my girlfriend isn't.
no.
Like, actually, no. She listens every now and then.
My wife does not.
Yeah, well, she doesn't give a shit about wrestling.
She
at all.
really doesn't. Last night she was like, give me a back rub, and I was like, fucking, I'm watching All In, so if you want to sit here and watch it with me.
If you want a back rub, I better be getting All In while I'm watching All In.
No, because I had to pay attention.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to ruin All In. I'm glad she doesn't listen.
No, but it was like that to me. That was cool, and I appreciate it. I appreciate anyone who has ever listened. My daughter, one time she was telling her friend in the car, and her friend's mom was like, "Oh, your dad does a wrestling podcast? What's it called?" So they put it on, and immediately it was like, "Fuck, cunt, fucking piece of shit," and they were just like, "Oh, we're not gonna listen to that anymore."
Maybe when you guys aren't here.
And then I picked my daughter up from their house, and she's like, "We put on your show," and I was like, "Why the fuck would you do that?" And it like we're kind of younger parents.
Yeah.
And this particular friend, her parents are considerably older, and it like, so it's funny because it's like my wife, you know, tattooed and you know, and I'm always wearing just,
where are you going with tattooed and
I don't know, titties always in your face.
There you go.
And you know, and then I'm always wearing like metal shirts and fucking.
You got a sweet Kenny Omega shirt on right
I
now.
do have a sweet Kenny Omega shirt. I wore it because I'm a Kenny Omega fan, and you know, shirts that have swears on them and Satan and stuff. And
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan. And you know, and these people are very straight laced, so it was pretty funny. Just
Oh yeah, I try to give a warning to anyone.
oh, absolutely.
I'm just like, but just so you know, we're not, you know, normal.
Yeah, it'll like, I don't promote it. I don't promote the show to like my extended family.
Yeah, they don't need. I mean,
'Cause-
like my mom and my dad, they know who I am. They
Yes.
know what kind of person
Yeah,
I am. They also they'll support me to the extent of they don't want to hear it though.
yeah. I have like we'll be at a family gathering, and my wife will be like, "Oh, well, this stupid wrestling show," and then, you know, relatives are like, "Oh, really? Let's put it on." And I'm like, "Fucking no,
Don't.
absolutely not."
Don't.
I'm wearing a button-down shirt and like acting polite. Fucking no.
You don't want to hear the things I have to say.
I have potty mouth.
You know, I might as well just keep kind of going through the list. Obviously, we've got, you know, Rachel and her daughter Paris, who have always been really cool at the shows. Always fun to hang out with. You know, Chris, who is the artist formerly known as Scott Steiner's Math Lessons before Twitter decided to ban him again for no reason, because why the fuck not?
Fucking Twitters.
You know, obviously all of the other podcasts we've had a chance, you know, Matt Willis, Kelsey, check out at Matt Attack UK, Super Kicking It with Kelsey, Two Face Wrestling Pod.
Yep. MGB.
MGB, Take the Bump, View from the Top Rope. I mean, all of these people, they've been instrumental because we all, I mean, a couple of us were already doing this before, but a lot of us are new
Yeah.
to doing this. You know, like it's kind of nice that we just hit this year mark. Like we're starting to reach into that realm of, you know, we've been doing this for a while now, and I, you know, not to toot my own horn, but I've had a couple people like, hey, well, what do you think about this? How do you do this?
Yep.
You know, asking questions and stuff. And I'm always willing to share my knowledge with these people because I did go to school for this kind of stuff. I do have a background in this. I do have some semblance of understanding about how to do this in a professional manner. You know, and there's a lot of like the newer podcasts, like Is It Over Yet? You know, really entertaining guys. Like I like a lot of the people we've met, and I'm hoping that someday we can do a big old meetup with everyone at like a WrestleMania weekend or an All In 2 weekend, maybe. You know,
I personally want to thank the wrestling podcast About Nothing.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like, you know, that was probably the first wrestling. That it was definitely the first one that I ever sought out.
Yeah.
And listened to. My friend plays a lot of Pritchard, but, you know, it's also a good podcast.
At least he's less insane than Cornette.
Has nothing to do with us, but wrestling podcast About Nothing. Brian Malonis, I interviewed very, very, very early on in our show.
Think of how that interview will be if we did it like today.
Yeah, you can listen to it. We've gotten a lot further in our podcasting careers. He's gotten quite a bit further in his wrestling career.
He's borderline like exclusive Ring of Honor contract at this point. They've got to offer him something at some point.
I don't want everybody to sign Ring of Honor.
I don't. Well, and that's my biggest complaint with Ring of Honor is they're trying to pull WWE.
Yep.
Like Impact is arguably bigger than Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And even they don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
They're just like, nope, we let our guys do whatever.
Yep. I think that's what is good about bigger indie promotions is like, you know, I get the Young Bucks, but a Brian Malonis doesn't need it. Brian Malonis needs to wrestle here and there and everywhere.
Yeah, and
you know?
now I mean, like, we've lost, obviously,
Flip.
in New England. Yeah, we've lost a lot of people to WWE. Now we're losing Flip to Ring of Honor because he just signed his exclusive contract.
Yep.
And so and I'm like, I know not everyone on this show, cough, cough, John, is a Flip Gordon fan. The guy is more than just a spot monkey. Like, people like,
he's
he just
really
does flippy
good.
shit. He just flippy shit. Like, he does flippy shit I have never seen before. I have never seen
And
people
I don't
do some
think
of the
he
stuff
does
that he does.
too much of it either.
No,
like,
he's an extremely good showman. He just, everything he does in the ring is just
is good.
awesome. Like, and he's still, once again, he's still pretty young. Like, he's got a really long career. Like, you know, like we always talk about, sometimes it's obviously we want everyone to get their shot in WWE, but at the same time, you don't want them to be there. Like, if Flip was there, he would be Cruiserweight champion day one.
He should be. Yeah.
Like, I mean, shit,
But
the
I
guy
also
should be IC champion.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. But speaking of Flip, All In weekend was All In already happened, and we're gonna spoil the shit out of it now. Flip was All In.
Yes. Before we get to that, though,
Okay.
I do just want to say, like, from the bottom of my heart, like, can I be serious for a moment?
Yes, and then I'll ruin it.
Lance Storm.
Scott Perkins.
Scott Perkins. This
Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
has been it's been a lot of fun, and I genuinely thank everyone who's kind of helped us, you know, and that does go back to, like, you know, wrestling podcast About Nothing. Very, very early on, I was invited by Mr. Crockett to join a Facebook group that he runs about wrestling podcasting. And it was funny because at first it was, you know, it was just a bunch of random people. And then I started noticing, like, people like Kelsey posting in it.
Yeah.
And I started noticing all these people, because you're seeing their real names. You're not just seeing their podcast handles. And
Yeah.
you're like, wait a second. Oh, I just threw my pen. Oh, it's, you know, it's Kelsey, you know, because I gotta find my pen now. And that was
There's
really
like
great. But
3 others on the table. But
everyone who's kind of helped us, and everyone that I hope we've helped. If you've listened for 10 minutes, if you've listened to every single episode, thank you, because this is just it's fun. It's something that's fun to do. It's something, and I am not the kind of person. I have extreme ADD when it comes to like projects that I do, because I do a lot of stuff. This is probably the longest running thing that I've done, and it's like I'm proud of myself for actually sticking with it and actually not just going fuck this, because you remember there were a couple times where I was like fuck this, like fuck it, we're done, like this sucks, like who cares.
the test episode that we did,
4 times
the whole thing, we didn't have microphones. We have like really,
microphone,
we have really nice microphones here, and you guys spent a lot of money, and that it was crazy the first time we came down here, and there was like professional microphones, nuts. The first episode, it was JRT, myself, Tom Collins, and Trash Can in Tom Collins' trailer. And it was
going live from the double wide.
Live from the double wide. It's a single wide, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
It was probably 90 degrees out. It was end of August, and it was, conservatively 105 degrees in the trailer.
Oh yeah, and even if we went outside to take a break, it was not any better. It was
too hot. We were filming it with just like a regular ass camera, like not even a video camera.
Yeah, just a DSLR.
And it kept like stopping, and it was a fucking nightmare. And I remember thinking, I was like, all right, well, at least we don't have anything invested. But now a year later, and we're all here, and I don't know, it's a good time.
No, absolutely. It's just like it's been really fun. Once again, we've met a lot of people, whether it be people who listen, fans of professional wrestling, promoters. We've met wrestlers who have, like I was ready to quit day one. Like last year, in July, American Rana 17, I was all ready to quit because I walked in there thinking like I've got a plan of how to promote myself, and then within an hour going, I have no idea what I'm doing. I am way in over my head. I don't know. And if you listen to the beginning of this episode, you will hear the voice of the person who made me say, you know what? No, I can do this. And that was Dave Cole. Like,
you got Dave Cole audio?
We got Dave Cole audio.
I didn't know that.
Because you didn't hear it because it was post-production. But yeah, no, we got Dave Cole audio.
Stop production. I want to hear it.
And he was very welcoming, very kind, very, very, willing to talk to us. He traded me some pins for a Blade Job shirt. He was the first person who wasn't us to have a Blade Job shirt. It was a fantastic experience, and I thank him from the bottom of my heart. Unfortunately, but also fortunately, Dave is moving to Colorado, so he'll no longer be a permanent staple of Beyond Wrestling. But luckily, over the past 2 shows, him and I have had quite a few times to chat before he's off to the next chapter of his life, and I wish the best. I mean, he said it at WWR after his last match. It isn't goodbye. It's just I'll see you later.
Yep.
He'll be back, and the guy's a great wrestler. He's a fantastic artist. Check him out, DaveColeDojo.com.
He painted a picture of my wife for her birthday, and when I get it, I will post a picture of it.
Absolutely.
He sent me a picture, and I love it.
Yeah. He did a custom Funko Pop for my girlfriend for her birthday, or I think it was for her birthday. And the thing, like, we posted a picture of her next to her Funko Pop, like side by side, and her wearing the outfit that I sent him to be like, this is the outfit that she usually wears. And honestly, it's spot on. That does look amazing. That does look fantastic. So yeah, when we get that, we'll definitely post a picture of it with with Kirsten.
Yes.
'Cause I think that'll be awesome. Anyways, and last but not least, I want to thank Jay. Like, Jay was a dude who I saw at a bunch of shows. I saw him at Beyond. I saw him at Chaotic. I saw him at a bunch of shows, and it was always just like, yo, it's this dude that happens to be at every wrestling show. And now I consider Jay a friend. You know, Jay has been instrumental. He's been following Beyond for years, and you know, he's all in. And Jay's been fantastic. He shared a couple tidbits when we were first starting, because he was, at the time, I don't think he's doing it anymore, but he was doing a wrestling podcast called Wrestling Haze, which was a lot of fun. Jay, you're a good dude. You know, we love you. We'll see you at Beyond, I'm sure, because, you know, you're always there. Even when you say you're not going to be there, you're there anyways. Yeah. So let's just admit it. And that's enough for the sappy shit.
Yeah, that was 25 minutes, motherfucker.
Yeah, we were nice. Well, we get off topic a couple times, but that's what we do.
Okay.
But Saturday, September 1st, the world of professional wrestling changed. Something happened that shouldn't have happened. It defied all logic.
And made me very happy.
A washed up, now hear me out, a washed up WWE superstar, a guy who, quote unquote, couldn't make it in the big leagues, and a random fucking tag team who also, quote unquote, couldn't make it, put on a wrestling show that harkened back to me to like mid to late 90s WCW.
Yep.
It was a good old fashioned
and Glacier was there.
Wrestling show. He was there, which was weird. Fuck, Tully Blanchard was there. Fucking
Magnum TA looking old as fuck.
Well, I mean,
dude, I saw him wrestle like 4 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah, I saw him wrestle Tony Atlas.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. They use trash cans and shit. It was awesome.
There's like a collective 130 years in the ring.
No, All In fucking blew my mind. It really did, and I don't want to shit on anybody, but fuck Jim Cornette. Fuck him and his like, no, that's not wrestling. That's not wrestling. You know what it was? It was today's generation, yesterday's generation coming together, doing what they love. We'll get into it in better detail, but when Cody came out for his match, he had Tommy Dreamer, he had DDP, he had fucking Glacier, like, and
Mr. Brandy Rhodes, her dad,
yeah,
whatever,
Brandy Rhodes' dad and brother, and it's like,
and Pharaoh.
And Pharaoh.
Don't forget Pharaoh.
I don't care about the dog
Dude,
right now.
The dog is over.
The dog's super over.
Dog's more over than anyone else.
But it's like DDP, former WCW world champion or whatever they called their belt. Tommy Dreamer, former ECW champion. Like these are guys who, you know, if they saw what All In was wrong, you know, Jim Cornette, I'm not gonna watch blah blah blah. Fuck you. If these guys who really made an impact thought it was so bad, they wouldn't have been on it. But you know what? They were fucking there. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Fucking Chris Jericho, arguably the best of all time. Arguably. We've had the argument.
Yeah.
But
check that episode out.
It's like, I don't know. It was beautiful to me. The whole thing. Cody's weight belt there. Do the work. Do being black with yellow polka dots, the being in gold, and work in the American flag. Fucking Dusty, Dustin, and Cody. Like, it was amazing. Just seeing history of wrestling meet with the future of wrestling and the current like it really was just then, now, and forever.
That's copyright. So All In, like, I want to kind of get the negative, because I'm not going to blindly praise something that, you know, right now the wrestling community is in two phases. Fuck All In, WWE's better, and fuck WWE, All In's better. We need to find a middle ground as fans. Wrestling is wrestling. We all enjoy it. It doesn't fucking matter what you like. It's all pro wrestling. It always has been. It always will be. Like, get over yourselves. Because you know what? When I hear, like, oh, I didn't watch All In because it didn't have Roman on it, all I hear is some Jim Cornette bullshit. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not hearing, you're not a fan. You're a fan of, you're not a wrestling fan. You're a fan of WWE. And that's fine. You are absolutely able to just be a fan of WWE. You are absolutely fine just being a fan of New Japan. You can be a fan of whatever you want.
Hashtag cancel the network. You're going to miss out on a lot.
You're going to miss out.
You know?
I'm sorry, but the way I look at the network is I pay $10 a month to have the most comprehensive library of classic professional wrestling on the planet, and I happen to get a free pay-per-view every month.
Yep.
And you know, I'm fine with that.
And that's fine. And you know what? I'll be honest, most of the pay-per-views aren't great, but that's okay. But that's okay, because if you go back and watch a pay-per-view from fucking 1999, they're not all fucking great either.
No.
You know, there's going to be a fucking absolute banger of a match on each one, hopefully. And
then you're going to have like D'Lo Brown versus X-Pac or
right,
something
like who
that.
fucking cares? You know, it's a throwaway match, but it's still good. It's still like wrestling to me, it brings out every emotion, you know, when the intro to the Cody Nick Aldis match, I was fucking like almost tearing up because it's what it is, like what that moment was, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember probably like a year ago laughing about Tim Storm, like, oh, Tim Storm's a fucking NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. Who the fuck's Tim Storm? And then like seeing him defend it at like a county fair in front of 10 people, and most of them are just like happen to be passing by.
And then to have him in Nick Aldis's corner,
that was awesome.
Like that just because a lot of people give Nick Aldis credit for bringing prestige back to the championship, but I think it really did start with Tim Storm.
Tim Storm fucking,
because he workhorsed it.
He held a belt proudly when there was nothing to be proud of.
Yeah.
You know,
it was still the NWA World Heavyweight
Right.
Championship. Whether there was 10 people or 10,000, that belt, arguably, it's more prestigious than the WWE Championship. It's more prestigious than the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah,
it's the NWA.
It's the belt.
The legends of wrestling held that belt.
Yep. I always say Billy Corgan owns wrestling.
He really does. And the thing is, Billy Corgan owns wrestling now, unlike
even though he's
a
just
lot
a rat
of people.
in a cage.
Like I'm just gonna come out and say it. Unlike
he used to be a little boy.
Vince McMahon, unlike Dixie Carter, Billy Corgan is not a wrestling promoter.
He's a fan.
He loves professional wrestling. He would give up everything for this. I mean,
for this 10 pounds of gold?
People could look at it as a business venture for him, but he didn't see it as a business venture. He saw it as, I think that I'm the person who can make this prestigious again. I can make people respect the NWA, because for a long I mean, from the 1980s through like 2001, nobody gave a shit about the NWA. Then it came back a little bit with TNA because they were defending the NWA. That was their world title.
Yeah.
But then they switched over to the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, and NWA went back to obscurity. You had some big title holders. You had Colt Cabana held the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
Christian. R-Truth.
You know, like
I think Rhino held it.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure Rhino is.
You know, but now Billy Corgan, he's someone who loves professional wrestling. He loves it, and he wants. He also understands, like, TNA, when they were partnering with the NWA, because the NWA was like, we got nothing, and TNA was, Jarrett was like, well, hey, Slapnuts, why don't you bring over the belt here and we'll defend it here?
We slightly have something.
Yeah. The original TNA was amazing.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. But anyways, like, they wanted so badly to bring it back to the way it was, and they came this close, but TNA so badly wanted to be, you know, its own entity.
They wanted to be WWE's equal. That was the problem.
Their mistake, though, because you can be. They could have been, but they needed to they needed to bide their time and
They
slowly move.
I don't think in the next 10 years there will be like, WCW, WWE. Like I don't think
It'll
there'll be
happen
that kind of
someday.
rivalry. You need billions of dollars and fucking just genius work. But that doesn't, like, we don't need another WWE. We have that one big giant juggernaut.
Corgan called it the mothership.
But and you know what? I love WWE, despite the fact that sometimes they do shit that
Roman
I'm just
Reigns.
like, this is fucking stupid. I'm always going to watch. But to have other people who are willing to put in the work together,
Do the work.
and I feel like that's how wrestling is going to continue to grow, get better, evolve. People like Billy Corgan, people like Cody Rhodes, people like basically anybody involved.
They care about the
They
business.
care about the business. They love the business. We go to Beyond Wrestling. Drew puts on great show after great show. Like, I've never left a Beyond show thinking, well, that was kind of stale. It's always something new. It's always something different. And to just people who love it, who can evolve it, like that, it brings so much joy to me. Like, watching All In last night, I was fucking amped up, like, just from start to finish.
So like I said, I kind of wanted to, I wanted to get the negativity out of the way first because, like I said, I'm not just gonna blindly praise. I do have issues.
Yeah, there's a couple
with All
things
In.
here and there.
Obviously, the one issue, and I do not blame anyone for this. This is just, unfortunately, this is the way it is. Production value could have been a little better, especially the live stream. Not great. The live stream had at one point during the NWA Championship match for about 15 to 30 seconds, it just showed the Ring of Honor logo spinning on the screen.
Yep.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? Someone leaned on the board. Like,
yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan of the commentary. I loved Don Callis.
Yeah.
The Ring of Honor guy,
Ian Riccaboni.
He didn't do it for me. Nothing against him, just not my style of commentary.
Yeah.
He wasn't this kind of play-by-play I want.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, Jesus Christ.
You were the only one talking. We can go back and edit this whole thing out.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want. Fuck it. And we can make Trash Can do it later. So, wasn't a huge fan of that. Obviously, the timing and the pacing of the show was off because we all saw what happened in the main event. We'll get to that. I thought the match order was a little weird for me. It wasn't, because no match on that card was bad. There was not a bad match on that card.
No.
At the end of the day, every match, I'd say, was a minimum 3.5 Meow Meow Beans. Because I refuse to use stars. Fuck you, Meltzer.
I'm going to start rating matches by lightning bolts.
Because high voltage. That makes sense. Now, do they rate voltage with a number of lightning bolts?
No.
Well, they should, because then you know how badly you're going to die.
Voltage doesn't kill you.
Amperage does.
Amperage
I know that, but fuck it. We're trying to have a gimmick here, man. So, like...
I give that 4 lightning bolts. 4.5 lightning bolts.
So, like, the match card was great. I felt like some matches following other matches was a little weird to me.
Yeah, it was a bit odd. I have the card in front of me, but I know it's out of order.
Yeah, and that was the problem too, is the cards I was seeing like listed everywhere.
Yeah.
Like match number 1 was usually Cody and Aldis on the listed card. And match number 8 or 10, because they had the pre-show matches on there, was Omega and Pentagon, I think.
Yeah, so it was just all kind of out of whack.
So, there were moments through and through watching that event, I felt like I was watching a modern WCW pay-per-view. And I don't mean modern like 2001 WCW. I mean like if I was watching Starrcade 98, but today.
Yeah.
Like that's the feeling.
Only everybody showed up.
98, everyone showed up. 98 was heyday. You got to remember that.
What was so the first match was
MJF and
Matt Cross. They have like that was cool because it was two
very different workers.
But it like less known.
It set the stage for what the show was.
Everybody in the world knows who Cody and the Bucks are, who Bullet Club is, who Okada is. Like those are like mainstream guys. Pentagon, mainstream guy. MJF and Matt Cross, they're true independent wrestlers. Granted, Matt Cross is on Lucha Underground, but it's not Matt Cross.
He's also been wrestling for like 22 years or something like that. MJF is a true, for the most part, unknown.
Yeah.
He's never been in Impact. He's never been in
Ring of Honor.
I don't think he's Ring of Honor. He doesn't do Lucha.
Yeah, but I thought it was a good match. It was fun. For
MJF, it showed to a wide audience something that we've known for a while. Yeah. We know what kind of heel he plays.
Yeah, we know that he's better than us.
Well, absolutely. It's the Burberry scarf, really.
They called it a faux Burberry scarf, and that made me laugh. The Burberry scarf's like $400.
Yeah.
You could buy that one that he wears at a kiosk at the mall for like $15.
Target.
Yeah.
But it was a great match. Because the fun thing about All In, there were, I'd say, two, maybe three performers that are really not known on a national scale.
Yep.
And we are lucky enough to know all of these performers because they all wrestle at Beyond.
Yep.
So, like, MJF, Joey Janela, like, even the commentary say, it's like, I don't know much about Joey Janela. I know he does things for, he's done his own spring break, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, you could even hear when he came out, there was a smattering of like, people were like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't know Joey Janela.
Yep.
We've seen Joey Janela do horrible things.
I've seen Joey Janela do some shit. Like, it just...
But I feel like I digress because we'll get to that match.
We'll get to it. MJF, Matt Cross, excellent match.
It was short. It was to the point. It was good. It had its spots. It really showed off both performers. Having Matt Cross win was the smartest thing because obviously at the end of the day, he is the grizzled veteran. MJF is definitely moving up in the ranks in independent wrestling. But, and I pointed this out during the show, to us, we know him well. We've seen him wrestle a bunch of times. On the national scale, he's opening contests. He is not going to be, it's just like the Battle Royal, which I couldn't watch because I don't have WGN or whatever the fuck it is. I knew everyone in the Battle Royal, but I don't think most people know everyone who was in that Battle Royal. Like Brian Cage has a name because he's on Impact. He's X Division champion right now, I think, on Impact.
He's
Lucha
in
Lucha Underground. Jordan Grace, she's not in any major promotion. She was backstage in WWE the night that Braun Strowman tried to kill. Roman Reigns tried to kill Braun Strowman. She was wearing the gorgeous green dress.
Yes. Yeah. Who's that in the green dress? It's Jordan Grace.
Yeah, it's Jordan Grace, and she's fucking badass.
She is a badass. 3.5 lightning bolts.
3.5 lightning bolts. Is that how many you give? 3.5 Mammoth beans.
Yeah.
So if you've never watched Community, that joke is stupid. So just ignore it. But
if you have watched Twitter. Community, it's
fucking hysterical. Dude, it's a Logan's Run joke. It's hysterical. Anyways,
next match was
Stephen Amell.
Stephen Amell and Christopher Daniels.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Stephen Amell, like. I've never seen the show Arrow.
If you don't know him, he's the actor. Keyword. He's the actor who plays Oliver Queen / the Green Arrow on the hit CW fucking teen drama.
I don't know what CW is.
Chaotic Wrestling, but it's also what used to be the WB.
Oh no shit. Okay.
It's one of those shows.
All right.
So they have a
Channel 9.
They have a DC expanded TV universe, and don't let it scare you. Their TV shows are way better than their movies. Like, I watch The Flash. I think it's great. I love The Flash. Anyways, he's an actor. He plays Arrow on the TV show Arrow. Now, this was his third professional wrestling match ever.
His first singles.
Yeah, his first match was at SummerSlam a number of years ago when he wrestled Stardust, not Cody, Stardust in a tag team match. His second was in Ring of Honor. I think he teamed with the Bucks or something like that. I don't know. This is a singles match. This is Stephen Amell, a non-wrestler. This guy is not, I cannot reiterate enough, this guy is not a professional wrestler, going against Christopher Daniels,
the Almighty,
Fallen Angel, one of the best professional wrestlers in the world. And I'm not talking like in WWE, I'm not talking in TNA, I'm talking between Daniels and Kazarian. They might be the one of the most prolific tag teams of the past 15 years.
Yeah.
They've both been wrestling for 20 plus years at this point. They are phenomenal. He's literally a ring general because he comes to the ring wearing a general's uniform while being a cocky son of a bitch.
Yep.
I expected nothing from this match.
Yes.
I expected this to be the dud of the show because I was
Yep.
like, Stephen Amell's not a wrestler. What the fuck?
Dude,
that match was amazing.
The elbow drop through the table.
Who takes... Most wrestlers won't take that
They
bump.
will, like, you know, a guy's going to go do a move. The other guy's going to roll out of the way. He's going to, you know, counter it in whatever way. So it's like, oh, I'm going to go for my signature 450 splash. But then the guy rolls out of the way. They land on their feet. You know, it's like you can tell that it's scripted. That elbow drop, he went and not, you know, he didn't back bump through the table. He full on elbow dropped.
And the table fucking exploded.
It, like, that's the visual that you want, you know. Oh, he came so close. He was going to nail it perfectly.
So Stephen Amell, I'm going to give him a couple things. A, he bumped like a champ. Because like I said, most wrestlers won't take that bump because that's a big bump to take off the top rope through a table. That bump hurts. I don't care who you are. That bump hurts. Even Foley's going to go, yeah, that's going to hurt. He performed like wrestling maneuvers and took wrestling maneuvers.
Yep.
He bumped well. Like a lot of times you see an actor or someone who's not a wrestler and they don't bump well. They take the moves very sloppy because they don't know what they're doing. They haven't been doing it for 15 years. He took every Daniels hit him with a belly to back. A
Bailey to belly.
It was a belly to belly, and and it wasn't like a standard like lift you up, turn around, and drop you. It was an actual belly to belly where you flip in midair.
The release,
and he took it.
Yeah.
As soon as Daniels was setting it up, I was like, Amell's gonna break his neck on this.
Nope.
And he took it perfectly. More importantly than any of that, he told a story in the ring. When he was doing the traditional, like Daniels kept hitting him and he kept getting back up and going, give me more, come on. And then that last one where he stands up and just flips him the bird, like I was the edge of my seat. Like
JRT
that match
just gave me the finger.
Great. That match was amazing. I can't believe, like, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was genuinely shocked at how good that match was.
It was much better than I thought it was going to be.
No, 4 Meow Beans, easily. 4.5. Like, that was it was a technical match.
375 lightning
It had
bolts.
high spots. It had a good story.
Yep.
And I don't know how much of that was Christopher Daniels just being a fucking pro and being like, I'll carry anyone through a match. Like AJ Styles. Styles is the same thing.
Yep.
He'll carry anyone through a match.
Yep.
That match was awesome.
It was good.
I was
impressed. I was happy for Stephen Amell. I was happy for Christopher Daniels.
When you're done acting,
yeah,
be a wrestler. Dude,
Yeah.
just do it. You obviously love it. Nobody takes those bumps just for fun.
Right.
You
Nobody's
do that
jumping
because,
through a table because
like, you do it because you are a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're gonna let me do this. This is awesome. Like much like Salty Bad Memories, David Arquette. You can shit on David Arquette all you want. That guy loves pro wrestling.
Yeah.
He genuinely loves it.
But Stephen Amell's good at it.
Well, I haven't seen Arquette's new matches, and now he's in his like 50s or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I whatever.
Then it was the ladies' turn. Madison Rain.
Is that the third match?
Yeah. Madison Rain, Chelsea Green, Britt Baker and Tessa Blanchard.
First off, Britt Baker, obviously the beau of Adam Cole. Baby. Thank you. Coming out to his theme song from
That
the
was
Indies.
cool.
It was really fun. I enjoyed that.
I don't like her at all.
You don't like her 'cause she's a dentist.
That is
I know.
100% true. I'm afraid of dentists, and yeah.
Well, she plays her part up then.
Tessa Blanchard is amazing.
Tessa Blanchard is she's one of those, it's only been kind of recently, she's one of these examples of second, third, fourth, whatever generation wrestlers who they meet their pedigree. They're not just like, you see
Tamina Snuka.
Yeah.
You're thinking of Tamina Snuka.
yeah, but you see
Like the opposite of Tessa Blanchard.
yeah, they get their spot because of their name, and they never really perform.
Yeah.
But then you've got Tessa Blanchard, you've got Charlotte Flair. I mean, Charlotte, I shit on her a little bit when she first started. It's like, oh, you're a Flair, and then like within a month, I was like, oh fuck,
Oh fuck, she's a Flair. Like,
yeah, she's actually she's
yeah.
got a pedigree.
I
Actually, it's a figure
love
4, but whatever.
I love when that happens, when people live up to their family name,
And the Blanchard name is not something to scoff at.
No, I think she probably is the best female wrestler.
She's definitely one of them.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where, off topic for a second, where Rachel Ellering goes, because she is also really
She's
good
very
in the
good.
ring.
She's very good.
And trained by Lance Storm.
Yep.
So, I mean, she's a technical masterpiece.
Correct. It makes me happy to see, solid wrestling. Especially, I'm a big fan of women's wrestling. I feel like it's a different style than men's.
It is.
Just the strength differences. Like, you can get Brian Cage fucking throwing dudes, and that's pretty cool. But I like, and it's the same thing. Like, I like junior heavyweight wrestling. It's just a different, more fluid. It's more, in general. I mean, Jordan Grace is out there fucking deadlifting Brian Cage, but
she's also a genetic fucking specimen of just power.
She's awesome.
Especially because she looks, built, but she's not shredded.
Yeah.
You can tell there's muscle.
Yeah.
But it's not a defined muscle, but you see her do these things and you go, at your size, you should not be able to do this.
She's got to be 5'3".
5'2", 5'3". I don't know. I've stood next to her before, and I'm 5'11".
Yeah, she's not that tall.
No.
But just women's wrestling in general, I thought it was an okay match. It definitely wasn't the match of the night or anything, but
no, it was a great match though.
It was solid.
I really liked the finisher spot fest at the end with the unprettier into the super kick into the Magnum. I thought that was a lot of fun.
I don't care for Chelsea Green's character.
See, I like her. I actually don't mind it. I don't mind her character. What I do mind is people saying she has the best unprettier in the business, because honestly, her unprettier is super sloppy.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I love Chelsea Green though. I mean, she's a great wrestler.
Yeah,
she's fantastic.
Her wrestling skill is good, but
it was a fun match. I enjoyed it. Also a big fan of women's wrestling. Keep in mind, I say women's wrestling. No divas, no knockouts.
I think knockout
wrestling
might be worse than diva. I don't know.
See, no, knockout to me, knockout is a straight if you're a knockout, it just means you are beautiful, you are stunning, you are drop dead gorgeous. If you're a diva, it means you're a fucking prima donna bitch.
I think they both suck.
I do too.
But,
I think let's just call it women's wrestling and move on. Hell, fuck it. Let's just call it wrestling and just fucking get over
it. It's women's division, but it's wrestling.
Anyways, moving on. I feel like we gotta.
Yeah, we're
gonna go until we go. Don't worry about time, But it was a good match, and
who else do we have? Oh, and then we had actually the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship match was after that.
Yes.
Oh, 2.5 lightning bolts for the women's match.
I give them 3.5. That was fun.
The
Meow beans, of course, not lightning bolts. I don't want to, gimmick and fringe.
The NWA World's Heavyweight Championship, big fight feel, fucking Earl fucking Hebner. Earl, I've been around since 19-2 Hebner.
Tickety two.
Dickety 2.
Diggity two.
Either way, Earl Hebner is old as shit. I didn't realize he was that old. But
Dude, he was old in the 90s.
he took a bump, though, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. He didn't take as big of a bump as he used to.
No. But
He actually bumped less. He used to be the one. I remember the spots he used to pull with Triple H, where Triple H would push him and he would push Triple H, and Triple H would do that amazing back bump that Triple H does.
Yeah.
Where he would just be like, "Oh, what are you doing?"
yeah. It was awesome. It was
We both know we have the same complaint about that match, and we'll get to it.
It was
in
a
second.
classic big fight feel.
It was a traditional NWA World's Heavyweight Championship match. Pinfall submission. This is for the title. None of this DQ shit.
Yep.
No countouts. This is for the championship.
This match is exactly what the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship needed. That 10 pounds of gold needed its coming out match.
Every time anyone says 10 pounds of gold now, all I can think of is the BTE when Skrull picks up the belt and goes, "How heavy is this?" And Aldis just stares at him. Sorry.
Nick Aldis did a great job
Nick
as
Aldis
NWA
is an
champion.
amazing wrestler.
Tim Storm carried it through some dark times. Nick Aldis carried it to where it was like he's a known enough wrestler where him being champion makes sense. He defended it fucking everywhere at all times, like
all over the world.
all over the world, and that's what it needed. Cody Rhodes is the type of guy that's going to fucking make that the championship to have again.
Before we get into the match, Cody has an exclusive contract with Ring of Honor. How is this going to work?
Don't know.
Are they going to let him? Because honestly, if they don't let him, that is a disservice to him. It's a disservice to the championship.
And a disservice to wrestling, period.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think he should be going out every single weekend and defending it, but yeah, special occasions, he absolutely should.
I did not know Nick Aldis is Mickie James' husband.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That's why her name is Mickie James Aldis.
I've never paid... Honestly, I don't pay much attention to Mickie James in general.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate for you. Because she... Actually, no.
She's actually really good. Oh, damn. He's younger than me.
Who?
Nick Aldis.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
How the fuck do you figure?
He was born, actually, the day before me on November 6th, but a year later in 1986.
What? No, that's fucking wrong. Seriously?
Yeah. So,
Sure.
fucking Mickie James fucking robbing the cradle right there.
I just assumed he was in his
no,
40s.
He's
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
1 year minus 1 year and a day older than me.
366 days
Yeah.
older than you. Okay, that's weird. But anyway, that match was awesome.
No,
It was awesome.
it felt just
Electric.
so to skip to the end a little bit. Spoiler alert: Rhodes holds the NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
Yep.
That's insane. But the image, I said it on Twitter. The image of Cody Rhodes standing there holding the belt, the same belt that his father held,
Yep.
and he's got dried blood in his hair, and you can see that he is physically and emotionally exhausted. And I looked at it and I went, that's what someone should look like after a championship match. None of this fucking, like, I mean, I'm not knocking Styles. I'm not knocking Reigns. I'm not knocking these guys. But if you don't look like you went through a war and you are holding that belt up, you are doing a disservice to that belt. It doesn't matter what belt it is. The Iron Man match between Ziggs and Rollins, Ziggler holding up that title at the end of, even though it's a kind of a, lame Iron Man 30 minutes, but him holding it up and just, you see the sweat pouring off of him, and he's just like, he's not running around going, yay, I'm champion. He's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yes, like, yeah, but like, there's too many times like that made me the end of that match, and I'm just looking at Cody Rhodes, and he's holding back tears. He's
When Kairi Sane won the NXT Women's Championship.
that's a champion.
Yeah, that I saw Cody Rhodes win the Ring of Honor Championship. You know, you could see that he just did whatever he needed to do to get to that point.
Yeah.
He took a huge risk leaving WWE.
Especially because he legitimately just went in one day and said, "I don't want to work here anymore."
Yeah, he took a huge risk because he wasn't the biggest star in WWE. You know, he's very, very, well respected.
upper mid Carter.
Upper mid card. Now he is a legitimate NWA World's Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah,
Just I don't know. I feel like you can tell that he loves the business. Like,
yeah.
It's
Well, he took this entire event. He took a huge risk even doing this.
Yep.
He could have ruined his career.
They could have
doing
sold
this.
900 tickets and
Yeah.
fucking, all this and that. But just the love of the business, just seeing that on his face, seeing that, he had, I just thought it was nuts. His fight corner, Nick Aldis's fight corner, just guys who have put in that work, who are, Dreamer just looked ecstatic.
There's a gif right there of Cody, hitting the corner to hold up the belt, and Dreamer just looks at him, and he has this little smirk on his face, like he's so fucking proud.
Yeah,
he's just like,
like
this kid did it.
Like fucking Boner Jams 2009.
That match was emotional. Match,
4.5 lightning bolts.
And we talked about this before. The only thing I'm gonna say, it went a little long, and it went long because of a thing that I do not agree with. I'm sorry. I mean, no disrespect, because that match was beautiful. That match was wonderful. I do not agree with throwing up the X for storyline purposes.
Yeah.
That genuinely concerned me, and that's not the kind of concern you want during a match, where you think that someone that you respect and someone that you enjoy watching could legitimately be injured on the biggest night of their career. That's not okay to me.
That's like calling 911 to report a murder on a TV show you saw.
Yeah,
I
I didn't agree with that, and I understand why they did it, because they wanted to get DDP involved, and by
the way, it was a beautiful diamond cutter.
That was one of the best of his career.
It was so good.
Perfect.
Dude, the height he got on that.
Especially for a dude in his 50s, that's not
But he's limber as fuck.
Even the person who gives an RKO or any cutter in general, you take a bump just as much as the other person takes a bump, and that's why it's such a great finisher. I hate to say it, but I kind of wish Randy Orton would start doing a different finisher so someone else could use the cutter as their finisher.
Yeah,
because I think that Penelope Ford's cutter is amazing after she does the back spring, the handsprings and everything, and then she hits the cutter, and it's fucking picture perfect. Great match. Seriously, don't throw up the X if you're not. If someone's not hurt. I knew everything was fine when medical personnel didn't immediately rush the ring.
Yeah.
And I knew that the whole purpose of getting the DDP spot was so Cody and Hebner could pass the blade back and forth, so he could do his job, his blade job.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, and I also think that it was a really smart move to only have blood during that match.
Yeah.
I thought that was very smart, because once again, how many pictures have we seen of Dusty Rhodes holding that belt covered in blood?
Yep.
That was part of the story. Once again, blood as a storytelling technique. Awesome match. Awesome finish. Super happy for Cody Rhodes. I'm super glad that that Corgan was willing to put the title on him.
Yep.
Awesome.
That was good. Next match, Chicago Street Fight, Hangman Page against the bad boy Joey Janela.
A lot of people didn't know who Janela was, like we talked about.
We fucking know who he is.
They know who he is now.
I know that, you know, once weapons and shit started getting involved, it was going to be good. I've recently started watching a lot more of Hangman Page matches.
Sure.
He's impressive. He's a big dude, but he can still move.
Yeah. He talks to his boots. Little insane. Killed Joey Ryan.
Killed Joey Ryan. Thought he killed Joey Ryan. The match itself, super fun. The fucking Cracker Barrel, like
I think that I firmly believe that the whole point of that was because they had to say Cracker Barrel a certain amount of times on the air, and they waited until that moment. They're like, "It's a Cracker Barrel, Cracker Barrel. Look at the Cracker Barrel. It's amazing, Cracker Barrel."
And I was just thinking there, going, "Fuck, they got two kinds of ham. I like getting ham and eggs. Oof, love it." It was fun. Penelope Ford got involved. She looked fucking great. Like, she really is just like a stunning beauty, but can also fucking work.
Dickinson said it at the Beyond show a number of months ago.
Yeah.
He was like, I remember when this girl walked into school the first time, and, you know, nobody thought she was going to make it more than a week, and look at her now. Look at her.
I've seen her take some of the worst bumps I've ever seen anybody take.
I brought that up during that match. Like, they were doing some crazy stuff, and the crowd was popping hard. And I was like, I picture Penelope Ford leaning against the barricade, and someone's going, "Holy shit!" And she's like, "This isn't even the craziest stuff we've done this month.
No,
like, this is nothing.
This is old hat."
She's pulling out her phone, being like, "Here's me stuck in a thing of barbed wire."
Yep. Oh, here's me with shit stuck in my head.
Skewers stuck in my head.
Like, it was a good match. It really was.
It was a good street fight hardcore match that, like, WWE or WCW would do 10 years ago. I mean, nothing too crazy.
WWE could do that match today. They wouldn't, but it wasn't ultra violent.
It was the spot off the stage that would be like an anti-WWE match, because there was no padding. It was just and fucking Janela did not get the hang time he wanted.
No, but he took it like a champ.
He always does.
He did that goddamn Joey Janela thing where he gets fucking mangled and is like,
I'm gonna go drink a beer.
Yeah, it
was a great match. It was a great street fight.
When they went into the crowd and he fucking jumped in the crowd, and it's like, Joey Janela doesn't have the wrestler's body.
No, he's got the beer body.
Doesn't have the healthy lifestyle that a pro wrestler
should
have.
Have drank beers and smoked cigarettes directly next to Joey Janela. He doesn't care.
Nope.
He doesn't give a shit.
But he is fucking Asbury Park, New Jersey, fucking boardwalk bullshit. Like, he is.
He's a brawler. He's a deathmatch guy. Former deathmatch guy.
But, like, I get a lot of enjoyment watching Joey.
He's got a great character. And
but I don't think it's a character.
That's the thing, is I don't know how much of that is not a character. If All In was your first opportunity to see Joey Janela, watch his feud in Beyond Wrestling with David Starr. One of the most violent but well-told feuds in years. Yep. This feud was so well done. I was lucky enough to be there for the majority, maybe not every.
A majority,
possibly every match of this feud.
They did subbed out at, like, Philly or something.
Yeah, so I wasn't there but, like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Like, these guys have practically murdered each other, and it was such a good feud. Check it out. You can check it out on Powerbomb TV.
We've talked about it a million times.
It's awesome. Great match.
Another great storyline that's actually been told for almost a year now was the Hangman Page Joey Ryan. If you don't watch Being the Elite, this match makes no fucking sense.
I felt that way about actually a lot of the card. There were a lot of matches that didn't make sense if you didn't watch Being the Elite.
If you don't watch Being the Elite,
it was still a great show.
But if you don't watch Being the Elite, then fucking why? Watch it. I think that it's really well done. Some of the shit sucks.
It's weird because
the SCU thing every week is kind of getting old, and Arthur, like, those guys are kind of getting old.
It's still funny,
and I'm hoping they kind of go, like, that shit goes away.
So You told me to watch Being the Elite a year ago.
Yep.
And I went, yeah, I've watched them here and there. They're all right. But that was the thing is, I didn't realize that if you watch them in order, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I wasn't, because I was just like clicking on one, watching, and be like, all right, this is kind of stupid. Like, whatever.
Well, at first it was just the Bucks and Kenny Omega traveling. Hey, we're in Tokyo.
We're in doing
Tokyo
this.
today for New Japan, and then tomorrow we fly out to Santiago, Chile, and we wrestle the Hardys, and it like.
It evolved.
Yeah,
into,
and now it's like a fucking
it's
cartoon.
a bizarre sketch show.
Yeah, which they do very, very well. Like the SCU guys, I like how it's not just Bullet Club centric anymore.
Also, Flip.
Also, like Flip's in it, SCU's in it, Trent and Chuck Taylor are in it. Like
Takumi Jinoku was in a couple episodes.
Taka's in it, right? And it's like. So they have other guys
Who's
doing
a
other
fucking
things.
legend, by the way. Holy shit.
Right?
Who'd have think that the goofy, scrawny guy from Kaientai was going to become a legend of professional wrestling?
Yeah, it super good.
Both of them. I mean, Funaki's Japanese commentator for WWE. Like,
and
that's
Shawn
huge.
Michaels' best friend.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable.
They love Jesus together.
Who doesn't?
Hail Satan.
Especially a Japanese dude. Like, Christianity's not huge over there.
No, I don't know.
Anyways.
No, but it's a good show and you should watch it. But so the storyline was Joey Ryan was a penis pretender, blah blah blah. Adam Page also has a big dick, and
he was the first person to take the penis plex too, as far as I understand.
Who?
Hangman Page.
Really?
I think so.
I don't think that's true, because Page hasn't been wrestling for super long.
Yeah, but Joey Ryan's only been doing the dick gimmick for a couple of years.
Oh, well, either way, they're both famous dick wrestlers. Hangman Page killed Joey Ryan
with a phone.
So that's why the phone was in there. Talking boots, blah, blah, blah. Joey Ryan comes out, Undertaker style.
Penis druids.
But it was penis druids, which fucking, like, I'm laughing my ass off.
Jim Cornette's having an aneurysm.
I fucking hope, fuck him. Like, that was beautiful. It was great entertainment. Yeah.
I can understand some people not liking comedy wrestling, but you're talking, like, especially Joey Ryan, he's comedy wrestling who's also a really good wrestler.
Yeah.
He's not just like, like, there's some comedy wrestlers that are literally, they're not very good.
No.
But they're funny and they get booked because they're funny.
Yeah.
Then you've got guys like Orange Cassidy and Koff, his alter ego that we don't talk about, and you realize he's one of the best on the planet.
Yeah, I actually think he won King of Trios.
Did he? Good for
Yeah.
him. Anyways.
But yeah, it progressed the storyline. The Dick Druids, fucking awesome.
Joey Ryan comes back to life.
Joey Ryan coming back, baby oil, lollipop,
Dick
penis
flip.
plex, fucking the telephone, the boots, like it was all there. Joey Janela being the Elite leading up to it, fucking lighting a cigarette and like it was awesome.
No, it was great storytelling. I'm sorry if you take your life way too seriously to appreciate comedy wrestling as a valid art form. You're taking shit too seriously.
It is a valid art form.
One of our new Twitter followers who, I'm blanking on her name. I'm sorry if you know who you are. She said, wrestling's supposed to be fun for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Like, unclench.
Yep.
Like, fuck. Let's just enjoy it, man. It's insane.
I
it's
love it.
Stupid.
I just enjoy it.
The basis of it is stupid.
Oh, it's all silly, but
it's awesome.
Fucking great. Like, just like I said, it's a perfect range of emotions.
Yeah.
You have silly men in their underwear flipping each other with their wieners, and guys in blow up dick costumes, and then you have a guy who's fucking continuing his family legacy.
Yeah.
Right before, like,
I was talking about it yesterday. I've laughed my ass off at matches. I've cried.
Yeah.
Fucking Flair HBK.
Oh my god, dude! My buddy posted
I'm
a gif
sorry,
of that
I
on
love you.
Facebook, and it was just like,
Waterworks.
dude.
Fuck.
All right, so here's my thing for that: Shawn Michaels, Y2J in a match, just build up to it. Shawn Michaels' last match, like he comes back. Have them finish it. Have Y2J retire Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Have Flair be referee.
Have Flair in the crowd or something, be involved, slap Jericho in the face because they've had issues. But anyway, that was super good.
No, I liked that match. I thought the Penis Druids were great. Joey
I'm gonna
Ryan's
give it
great.
4 lightning bolts.
Yeah, I'll concur with my Miami Beans.
The
So
next
fucking
match,
stupid.
I was super happy. I thought it was super well done. Flip Gordon with Brandy Rhodes, which that's a little weird. I don't know.
I think they're building to something.
It might
else
just
with
because
that.
I have a really jealous wife or something. I don't know. But anyway, Flip Gordon with Brandy versus Jay Lethal, Black Machismo.
Black Machismo's back. That was the important
Leaping
part.
Lanny Poffo. Poffo.
Who I got to see read poetry when he inducted his brother into the Hall of Fame, because that was at 31.
Did you?
No.
Oh,
No.
that's how you clap for poetry.
Schwarzenegger was there too. It was weird. Yeah, pretty much.
So anyway,
Omega or Brian Cage? Come on, you got to give him more. Because they both do the thing.
yeah, they do.
Anyways,
That's okay. It was a good match. I'm glad Flip was there. Because I think he is a very good wrestler. He's entertaining. He seems like a legitimately nice guy.
I mean, we knew he was going to be there a year ago because they've been building up to this,
Right.
forever.
Yeah.
And it was actually, that was probably the most well-done storyline going into the show because it was really cohesive
Yeah.
and very funny. Like, he did, like, the whole Scooby-Doo thing with Skrull and stuff like that. Like, it was awesome. Flip Gordon!
Money, Flip, take Japan. No, but it was a good match. Again, if you don't watch Being the Elite, you don't understand the switching into Macho Man. And by the way, Jay Lethal, like, his face is different. His voice obviously is different.
Well,
like,
he used to do that on TNA. That's
correct.
an old school kit for him.
But the clap on the shoulder, hey Virgil, what's up, brother? Like, it's really well done. And
oh, him lifting Brandy like Elizabeth?
yes,
That was amazing.
It's these guys who love wrestling, because you know when Randy Savage was lifting Elizabeth like that, a fucking probably 10-year-old Jay Lethal is sitting there, or a 6-year-old, however old, I don't know how old he is.
He's gotta be getting up there.
A younger Jay Lethal is sitting there in his fucking living room going, whoa.
He's got his stuffed animal on his shoulder, and he's like,
and just a fan of the business.
Yeah.
A fan of wrestling, and they're paying tribute to it. And that that's what I loved about All In. They were paying tribute to
I may
wrestling.
not be the biggest Jay Lethal fan. I really enjoy Jay Lethal. I've enjoyed him for years.
He's a very good wrestler.
But once again, you're right. It's a guy who he's never lost the childlike wonder for the business.
Yep. And I think wrestlers, Brock Lesnar, who don't enjoy wrestling, don't wrestle.
Number like 5 on PWI. Like,
Don't
really,
wrestle.
guys?
Don't wrestle.
Like,
Don't be in the business if you don't fucking love the business. The second you stop liking it, leave.
that's why I give respect to, I mean, whether she should have the belt or not, Ronda Rousey. She genuinely does love pro wrestling.
You can tell she's
been a
enjoying
fan
her
since she was a
time.
kid.
Yep. And, whatever. That's neither
She'll
here
get
nor
there.
there. She'll get there. But anyway, it was a good match. I'm glad Flip didn't win.
It's not his time
It's
yet.
not his time. He will be. He absolutely will be Ring of Honor or some sort of world champion if he doesn't stay with Ring of Honor. He could easily be IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion at some point, which I would be
X Division champion.
proud as shit.
know.
Just something. Intercontinental champion.
Yeah.
That's fine.
He's also young. He's got a
He's
long
super
career
young.
ahead of him.
He is a very good wrestler. He is, a great beacon for the new generation.
Absolutely.
I'm proud of him.
Absolutely.
I wish him very well, but yeah, it definitely wasn't his time.
Nice guy too.
Jay Lethal,
Genuinely nice guy.
Jay Lethal does a very good job of being Ring of Honor World's Heavyweight Champion.
No, he's been carrying that company for a
for a
while
long time.
now.
Yeah, and so good for
Especially
him.
because Ring of Honor, it's like they have so many performers who aren't under contract because some people just don't want to sign a contract because they're like, well, we can make more money if we're working for you part-time and then Beyond and Chaotic and AIW and MLW and whoever.
And I think more people should be like that, but That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, Ring of Honor's business model is not the topic right now.
No.
Maybe next time.
Then, what else do we have left? Oh. And what's funny is we're running long on time, so we're going to shorten these.
Get
it. All right, that's a complaint coming up. The villain Marty Scurll against the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada.
Was that next, or was it Omega and Pentagon?
It was Omega and Pentagon.
Because I feel like Okada was right before the main event.
Yep. Kenny Omega versus Pentagon Jr. That's what we're going to talk about. We'll talk about Marty Rainmaker. Don't worry about it.
How, like, independent, Japanese, like, whatever you want to say, this is an actual dream match.
It really is. Because
Like,
it's two guys who have never worked for the same company.
And they have very different styles.
Oh, they have super different styles.
Two different styles that actually meld really well together.
Penta is a luchador who
Legit
can
luchador.
wrestle a brawler style, like a more American style.
Yeah.
Kenny is he's Canadian, but we'll say he wrestles the American style with a lot of Japanese influence.
Oh, well,
so
yeah.
He spent some time there.
Well, he was nobody deep south, New Japan.
Yeah. Yep. So it's good to see two completely different styles mesh together so well. They can both fucking bang.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome. The V triggers and Penta just, fuck you, I'm Pentagon. Like,
Yeah.
I don't fucking care. It's weird, though, seeing Kenny Omega wrestle a less polished wrestler. Pentagon he's not as tight. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. Definitely my favorite masked wrestler. He doesn't wrestle as tight as other guys.
Yeah. I bounce back and forth between Penta and Phoenix when it comes to my favorite masked wrestler right now. We'll get to that because the other dude, the other masked guy in the main event, whose name I just blanked on. Bandito. Holy fuck.
Yeah. Like, that was the first time I've ever seen him wrestle, and now I can't wait to see him wrestle again.
Anyways, but back to Kenny and Penta.
There was a couple, not botched spots, but a couple less than safe-looking spots, and you could see the referee, like...
What are you doing?
Like, stay off the head. Like, Kenny got dropped on his head a couple times.
He did.
Like, on the apron and stuff. And you could see the referee, like, saying to Penta, like, watch the fucking head. Like, this guy is IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, this guy's worth a lot of money to Japan right now.
Yeah. And so... But it was a good match. I was happy to see Kenny out there after. I think it was actually a video I saw on Twitter, but it was a good match. They beat the hell out of each other.
Oh, yeah.
I think it might have been the best match of the night. I know it was the best match of the night. I'm just going to go and say it. It really was good. And then the ending, fucking the light... Kenny Omega wins, which you knew was going to happen.
I just opened Twitter, and the video is actually playing as soon as I open Twitter.
So Kenny Omega wins. He's all like, "Oh, what's up? I'm the winner." And then the lights go out for like 7 minutes.
At least 18 minutes.
So that was a bit long, but then the lights come back on, and you're expecting to see Kenny Omega lying in a bloody heap. No, he's fine, and Pentagon's there too. Pentagon attacks the shit out of him. And that's when I noticed. I was like, those aren't Pentagon's tattoos. And then I'm like, oh, I know whose tattoos they are. Y2J, Chris Jericho.
Breaking walls down.
Pulls off the mask, pulls off his shirt.
Well,
He's
that's
wearing
what I
a
love.
Fucking Fozzy shirt.
On TV, we could tell who it was pretty quickly. The live crowd couldn't. When he hit the code breaker, that place came fucking glued.
That was just nuts to me. Just Chris Jericho being there. Again, I'm starting to believe there is a legitimate three-way tie for greatest of all time, and he is one of those wrestlers. He's the only one who's still active, like in ring, and just for him to be at an independent show.
Yeah.
It made me super happy. I can't wait to see what's going to happen with those two. I would love to see him wrestle again.
Oh, you mean like on the Jericho Cruise? Go to JerichoCruise.com.
Well, yeah, but a singles match, one-on-one. I don't know.
And where we can actually maybe go or something.
Yeah. Jericho Cruise sounds fun. I will not be in attendance because, yeah, I'm not. Money. That match, it might have been the best of the night. 4.5 lightning bolts.
Yeah, no, that match was absolutely phenomenal. That match was amazing, especially the end. Like I said, on TV, it was a little like spoiler worthy just because you could see a lot better what was happening.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that felt like live, especially if you're not in the first couple of rows and you're like, wait, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
You know, like that was something that WWE has been missing for a long time. And actually the last time that happened, it was fucking Jericho, wearing the Sin Cara mask in the crowd.
In a Shinsuke sweatshirt, yeah.
You know, like that kind of shit. I love that shit. I love the planted wrestler bit. One of my favorites, just off topic real quick, was CM Punk, Jeff Hardy, TLC at SummerSlam. And Hardy's laying in the ring and Punk standing above him with the championship, holding it up. Lights go out. Lights come back on. Hardy's gone. Undertaker's underneath CM Punk. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I love that bit. That was a great match. Omega, he's the best in the world right now.
Currently he without
at least according to PWI.
I don't care about PWI.
Well, yeah, they have Brock Lesnar and The Miz
Wrestler
up there too,
Observer
and Roman
newsletter.
Reigns.
I don't care about
fuck
that.
Wrestling Observer.
I just sniff test. He's the best wrestler in the world.
He's super good. I like how he lives the Scott Hall lifestyle of, if I'm not winning, I don't use my finisher.
Correct.
Nobody kicks out of my finisher because he holds it dear. And I think people respect him for that.
Okada grabbed the rope one time. You know, that's not kicking out. That's just, you just happen to be near the ropes. Like, I love that. Fucking a finisher finishes a fucking match.
If you're not familiar, Scott Hall always refused to use the Razor's Edge unless he was winning.
Yep.
Nobody ever kicked out of it.
Yep. And nobody should. Nobody should, you know.
Finisher spot fest, like, if you want to do a finisher fest, use your signatures. And you actually have to win with your signature every now and then to make it believable.
Yeah.
And it's something that, like, nobody wins with their signatures anymore, and it's kind of silly.
Yeah.
Anyways,
second to last match.
Skrull, the villain.
The junior heavyweight Marty Skrull.
Hold on.
Against.
Do it with me. Too sweet.
Whoop whoop.
Too sweet.
Whoop whoop.
Thank you.
Anyway, Kazuchika Okada is one of the best. Kenny Omega's definitely the best, but Okada's not exactly far behind.
My favorite thing about Okada is the fact that he's dead-faced, like, just throughout the entire match.
I love him.
Every single match, he's just like,
Yep. Okada is just, he's a great athlete. He's a great wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
And Marty Scurll, also a great wrestler, great athlete. Marty Scurll's one of my favorites.
If you want to be a man, you got to eat like a man.
Yep, Dunkin' Donuts, baby. But it was good. They played the Okada being that much bigger and Skrull having to figure out how to do it, and then Skrull fucking powering up and doing some shit, and that was awesome. I loved it. It was a good match.
That was a great match. I loved it a lot.
Just
one of the very, 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 very few times you get to see Okada wrestle in an American ring.
Yep.
You know, like.
Yep.
Very, very, very rare.
Yeah, it's
3 times, I think, something like that. Like, not many times.
Well, he used to wrestle for TNA back in the day.
I don't remember him in TNA.
Yeah, he had black hair and he wore like black pleather, baggy pants. But
anyways, moving on. Nowadays it's very
rare. Yeah, but he's legitimately a great IWGP heavyweight champion.
He probably is the best.
Yeah, it's. Brock Lesnar was. Oh wait, he was an absentee champion.
Well, so I was actually reading this to someone who isn't in like as much into like the history of pro wrestling, that Brock Lesnar, when he was IWGP champion, left New Japan, defended it in what's his name? The guy who created New Japan.
Inoki.
Inoki's promotion, lost it to Kurt Angle, who then lost it in a unification match to Shinsuke Nakamura. It's like,
Yeah.
if this isn't fucking wrestling royalty, right? Like,
Yeah.
this belt is prestigious.
Yep.
Love him or hate him, Brock Lesnar is a name, and he held this belt, lost it to one of the biggest names, who then lost it to an up-and-comer who became one of the biggest
Yeah.
names.
But
Anyways.
Okada just fucking...
Okada's great.
He's so good.
He doesn't move like a heavyweight. He moves like a fucking junior.
The Rainmaker finisher, I love. Like, when he fucking turns somebody inside out and they just...
Oh, and Skrull sells it like a champ.
That match
Once
was
again,
really
someone
good.
who dropped himself on his head taking the Rainmaker. Like, he
Yep.
took that. He just said, fuck it. I'm taking it. I'm taking it as hard as I can.
I will also give that
Oh, I'm
4.5
taking it as
lightning
hard as I
bolts.
can. Because he's British and shit.
4.5 lightning bolts.
Deanna Purrazzo's his girlfriend.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that was a great pre-main event.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that match went over.
That match
by
went long.
12 minutes.
Yeah. So the main event, and I don't know why fucking... I don't understand how pay-per-view and shit works.
So they were actually... So All In was available on traditional cable pay-per-view. That's the issue, is they have time constraints. You are off the
my
air at blank. You are off the air. I think they were supposed to be off the air at 10:57.
They had a 4-hour time limit, and that sucks. The main event was cut short, and
by
it was
16 fucking minutes.
it was the Young Bucks and Kota Ibushi, the Golden Elite, which, like, fuck, so good. Like
versus
like the Bucks, you get them being good together because they're fucking twin brothers. They've wrestled together, or they're not twin brothers. They're brothers, and they've wrestled together forever. And then Kota Ibushi, who's just a madman. He's just nuts. But he's that good against Bandito, a new up-and-comer, against Rey Fenix, who solidified
there?
himself as one of the great luchadors, and then possibly the greatest, Rey Mysterio Jr. Like, just fucking... And every one of them, they're agile. They can do the flippy shit. They can do power moves. They can...
Did they have the Fountain of Youth backstage? Because Rey Mysterio has not moved like that
my
in
God.
years, and he was hitting. It wasn't the botch fest Rey Mysterio that we're used to over the past like 5 years or so, where he's going for these spots and they don't look great.
Yeah, they don't look quite.
This
right.
was Rey Mysterio from ECW. This is Rey Mysterio from WCW.
Yep.
This was Rey Mysterio fucking Jr.
Yep. It was.
Holy shit!
It was fucking. It was so good. Just the way everybody moved. That was a fluid match. Like, but unfortunately, you could see the referee saying, you know,
There was a
we got to bring it home.
There was a
we
hot
gotta
mic
bring
too,
it home.
that you could hear the producer at one point saying, "Take it, you got to take it home, got to take it home."
Yep.
You know, and it's unfortunate because
And you could see Matt Jackson was clearly pissed.
Yeah, like and especially because I would feel a little cheated too, because you're sitting down. It's Cody, it's Matt and Nick, and they're like, we're running this show. Obviously, I'm sure the Jacksons were like, Cody, you should be the main. It's the NWA World's Heavyweight. You should be the main event. And Cody seems like the kind of guy who's like, guys, this is your night too.
Yeah.
Like these 6 guys in the main event is insane. We should do that in the main event. And they're like, awesome. That's amazing. That's going to be great. That's going to be great. Because arguably Cody Rhodes is up here. The Bucks are still below him.
Yeah.
They're not, they don't have a family name. They weren't in WWE. More people know Cody than they do the Bucks. And then to have that cut short, and you could see them rushing. They were trying to hit all of those spots as quickly as possible because they knew they none of them did full entrances. They all pretty much ran to the ring.
Yeah.
Like you could see, like they were like, okay, quickly, do the muscle pose. Okay, Cody or Kota, point at the sky. Okay, yeah, let's go. You know, you could see them like get to the ring.
Yeah.
Let's wrestle. And that match like really
Give that match another 20 minutes. Oh, baby.
That's the thing is The match was great, but the match could have been one for the ages.
Yeah,
that match could
it
have
really
been
could have.
match of the year.
When Kota Ibushi and Rey Mysterio got in the ring for the first time ever, I thought to myself, now this is a match I didn't know I had to see. This is a match I didn't know that we were missing. I would know, and it's like similar with Kenny and Pentagon. I didn't know I needed to see that match,
But we did.
and I'm fucking glad.
And now I
did.
want that extra 15 minutes.
Yeah, I
badly.
want it again.
I mean, fuck. Even if you just gave us Bucks versus Bandito and Ray, Phoenix.
Bandito.
Ooh, like what the fuck?
Where did he come from?
I don't know.
Mexico.
No.
But it just, yeah, well done. Very, very, very well done. I just think everybody being able to do flippy shit, everybody being able to mat wrestle, everybody being able to, do some power moves. They're not all power moves, but they're all very well-rounded wrestlers. And I don't think the Bucks get enough credit for actually being well-rounded wrestlers, because spot monkey. Yes, they are spot monkeys. Yes, they super kick anything that moves, but they can also wrestle. They can also tell a story. I don't know. I wish we got that extra 15, 20 minutes.
I really do,
because that could have been match of the year, match for the ages.
It could have been match of the century. I mean, those spots were pulled off so perfectly. Everything was, meticulously. That they have been planning that match for months. That they have been sitting down going, okay, what about this? What about this? Every plane ride. Every locker room. Matt and Nick are in the corner going, well, what if we do this? What if we do this? What if we do this?
Yep.
They're like, oh, you've got a match tonight. And they're like, yeah, great, we'll figure it out. But what about All In?
Yeah.
That match is there for a year. This match, I mean, maybe not. They had ideas who they wanted to face, but they've been thinking about this for a year, and it breaks my heart that they did not get what they so rightfully deserved.
4 lightning bolts. I think I might have said that, but just All In as a whole, solid as fuck.
Yeah, no, it's a great show.
It was a great show. It was their first time ever putting on a show, so timing being a little fucked up, technical issues, that's gonna happen. But for what it was, they sold out almost 11,000 seats in a half an hour.
Yeah.
They didn't think, people didn't think they were gonna fucking sell out half that.
Yeah, I mean, people were expecting this to be a Palladium-sized show.
Dave Meltzer didn't have faith in it. Fuck him.
He's the whole. I mean, you got to give him a little bit of credit because he was kind of the epicenter of this. Because if he wasn't being the shithead that he is, Cody wouldn't have been like, you know what, fuck you, I can do it.
Yep, and they did it. They put on a show that was entertaining. That was captivating. It told stories. It told a ton of stories. That range of emotions that I'm always talking about, I laughed, I cried, I cringed, I peed a little.
No, me too.
Me just incredibly well done.
I ate Chinese food too. It was delicious.
All In 2 at the TD Garden. I'm there.
See, I was actually thinking about that. Let's say they decide to do it somewhere else. Sears Center is not the Garden. The Sears Center is a smaller arena, and I think they would still stick with that. Because
what about the Boston DCU Center?
You're in the right realm, but let's go to Worcester DCU Center and
there is no Boston DCU Center.
Exactly.
But people are always just like, "What's up, Boston?" It's like you're at the Palladium, dick. We're in Worcester.
It's like a 12,000 seat arena, 13,000 seat arena.
Yeah, for wrestling, I think it's like 12.
I think Worcester has a booming. Central Massachusetts in general has a booming. It's directly centralized between the main wrestling scene, which is huge right now, the Rhode Island wrestling scene and Connecticut wrestling scene, which are huge right now, and then obviously the Massachusetts wrestling scene.
New Hampshire and Vermont, get on that shit.
Worcester is the center of all of this.
Yeah.
So, Cody, Bucks, I know you're listening. What's up? I forgot to say that. I don't know if John said what's up when he met you, but what's up?
If he didn't, he's fired.
Yeah. I think Worcester's a great place. I mean, I don't think it'll ever
They could do it in New York. They could do it in Philly.
Philadelphia, I think, might be.
Philly would
I'm
be
sure
the one.
Philly was on their list.
I would consider going to that. But just, congrats. Well done, boys.
Absolutely.
I'm proud of what they did. I'm proud of everybody who was involved. Like, it was a giant step forward. It's not slaying the giant, but it's
You definitely stepped on their toe.
yeah. You stepped on their toe
With a knife.
They know you're there, and
Well, it's even because I saw obviously Goldust was talking about it because his brother is NWA World Heavyweight Champion, and Goldust,
that's so fucking cool.
he's Goldust has always.
I wish he could have been there.
I bet he was there. He just wasn't.
Yeah. I wish he could have been part of it.
Yeah. The fact that Dustin has always been very protective and proud of Cody.
Yep.
Because Dustin was a lot older than he was. He wasn't.
He still is a lot older.
Yeah, well, he's not just an older brother. With Dusty always being on the road, I'm sure, Dustin's probably spent a lot of time with his brother because, Dad's not here right now. Dad's wrestling. Dad's, he was
promoting.
Yeah, promoting. He was production for WWE. He was always doing his thing.
Yeah.
And I know that when they were young, they didn't have the best relationship, but
I know nowadays they do.
They're, but even Daniel Bryan was like, guys, great job. Like, awesome. And he's a top tier contracted WWE employee.
Yep.
And I don't care, at the end of the day, even if he wasn't watching, Triple H was glued to his phone looking, and even if he was just scouting.
And it's nothing on that show was anti-WWE. In fact, there was a lot of pro-WWE stuff.
At the end, do you see the promo that Cody cut after the show went off the air?
And that's one thing that I will give Cody credit for. He's never been like, fuck WWE, we don't need them. He said, WWE does not own wrestling, we do. I like that. He said it a couple weeks ago, or it might have been last week at Ring of Honor. WWE is great, but they don't own wrestling. He's very tactful when he talks about WWE.
He says, because he's been very open. He's like, I didn't, common misconception that I hated my time there. I loved my time there. I learned so much. I got to perform. Cody Rhodes got to be on WrestleMania.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, awesome. That's great.
He's a former Intercontinental Champion.
He said the reason he left is just it wasn't WWE. It was kind of him. He was like, I started falling out of love with wrestling.
Yep.
That was the problem. I remember, did you watch the 10 Pounds of Gold leading into All In? There was 3 parts. It was all about Aldis.
Yeah.
They were interviewing Brandy, and she was like, he wasn't happy. He wasn't, it wasn't them. It was him.
Yeah.
He wasn't happy, and she had just been released. So he was literally coming home saying, I don't want to go to work anymore.
Yeah.
And her going, that means neither of us have jobs, but I support you 100%. You do whatever you need to do. And I don't know the Rhodes. I don't know Brandy, but the way Cody talks about her, she literally is the most important thing in his life.
Yep.
Maybe second to Pharaoh. He does seem to love that fucking dog.
Yeah, he really does.
But he doesn't seem to give a shit about the little dog, the other dog they have, but Pharaoh. But she supported him in a way that is extremely and the fact that he probably came home one day and said, hey, Brandy, me, Nick, and Matt are about to spend a lot of our money to put on a show, and it could fail and we could be broke.
Yep. And I'm glad they're not. I'm glad that it worked out. I don't know. Hats off.
No, absolutely.
I hope you got
amazing
the sound of
show.
my hat coming off.
Great show. I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yep.
Honestly, I'm really excited about the episode of BTE that they
Yeah,
actually
I was
filmed
thinking about that
backstage.
last night, like, because normally it's like they can't really use a lot of like actual video. It's pictures with audio. This is their fucking show. They can do whatever.
I bet they had their phones going as they were going to the curtain. I bet they were,
all of it.
I can't
hope
wait
they
to
made
see.
it. I hope they had a film crew making a
Yeah,
documentary.
I do too.
I could watch that all day. But again, well done, boys. Well
Absolutely.
done, ladies and gentlemen who were involved. Fucking, let us know what you thought about it. I like talking to people on Twitter
If
about
you're
shit.
still listening right now to our almost 2-hour long episode, thanks. Like,
Yeah.
we just had a lot to say. We are very excited about wrestling, and I want to end on, like what you said. WWE, All In, New Japan, Ring of Honor, Impact, whoever you support,
your local independent.
they don't own wrestling. We own professional wrestling.
Enjoy it. Love it.
Love each other, too. I'm going to Dave Cole for a second. We all love wrestling. Just stop being dicks. Thank you. This has been one fantastic year. We'll see you next year when we do our 2-year anniversary
we'll
episode.
also see you next
No,
week.
we're just going to, next year. Next episode is on September fucking whatever of 2019. That's not true.
vacation.
Please watch.
We'll
Listen.
We'll see you next week.
We got new content coming soon. It's going to be great. Love you all. Thank you. Good night. And Godspeed. Not like God, like, Kenny Omega God.
Hail Satan.